do 256 laps to beat the record. 6 laps to go to beat the standard of Jens Vogt. 200-meter velodrome will give him the world hour record. Is he going to do it now as he hugs that line again, goes up onto the red almost as he comes out of that turn 2, which has been his real trouble on this track as he comes in. The fans now leaning over, they're banging the boards all the way around this track. It's just a wall of sound. 50 laps completed. Now he's done the 50 kilometers. 256 laps. He is the world hour record holder. Now he's going to just have to dig deep. How much distance?
Welcome to the Col Collective. Last time we were in Switzerland, I had the pleasure of being joined by Alain Rumpf for the beautiful Sanetsch. And that climb's really stuck in my mind, and I remember at the end, Alain, he said, "You've always got to leave wanting more." So we're back on his home roads, pleased to be joined by the man himself again. And what have we got in store today?
So today we're doing the classic loop of the Alpes Vaudoises, which is the Col de la Croix, the Col du Pillon and the Col des Mosses.
3 climbs. What sort of altitude do they go up to?
The Col de la Croix is 1775 meters, that's the highest. The Col du Pillon is about 1400 meters, and so is the Col des Mosses.
About 100k?
It's about a 100k loop, yes.
Excellent, Let's do it. Col Collective style. So that's got to be the warm-up over. Up to about 12%, just over 10 k's in. I get a sense that this is where the serious climbing is going to start.
Yeah, as soon as you hit the vineyards, this is where the climb starts. It's pretty steep at the beginning, like 10-12%. So yeah, we are in it now. So we can see the valleys way down below now. We've just passed the 1000 meter elevation mark. There's another 750 to the top of the Col de la Croix. We're about 5 kilometers from Villars, and so now the gradients are a little bit more friendly, maybe 7-8%. We're soon coming into Grillon, which is where I live, and this part of the climb is really my home climb, my lunch ride climb.
You're a lucky man.
Now we're just out of Villars, that's the last town before the top of the pass. Make sure you fill your bottles, and we still have another 450 meters to climb.
It's quite nice. Almost feel we've got a little bit of a break to catch our breath. It's been quite relentless up until this point. Quite a lot of gradients into double figures. So I think when it does taper back, I'm learning fast. Use it to your advantage, because shortly after it pitches back up, so yeah, it's definitely a tough climb. 1,778 meters. So we made it to the first summit. That was a long one.
It was long. It's 23 kilometers long with about 1,300 meters of climbing. And yes, there are a few climbs in the Alps that are so long and climb so much. That makes the Col de la Croix really special.
Tell you what, special indeed. I was just looking at most of the time the scenery, and I wasn't looking at the distance, just checking out those mountain peaks. So what do we got coming up?
So now an 8-kilometer descent into Les Diablerets, and then we'll start climbing the next col, the Col du Pillon.
Looking forward to it. Let's go. Check it out. Fun descent. Only a short one, so there's not that much time to recover. It looks like we're straight back onto the second climb.
Yes, we are now in Les Diablerets, and this is the start of the second pass, the Col du Pillon. Short because we're still high, it's about 5 kilometers. Will take us back to about 1,500 meters. Yeah, it's straight up out of the village.
Once again, I'm blown away by the backdrops. It looks like there's some sort of glacier up there.
Yes, that's the Glacier des Diablerets, and at the top we'll see the cable car that goes up there.
Oh, fantastic.
So now we are done with the downhill of the Col du Pillon, and we're actually in the German-speaking part of Switzerland, and soon we'll be riding through the resort of Chad. now in Châteaudet. That's the end of the flat section of this loop. So we've gone through a series of villages. This is the last one. Châteaudet is famous for being the starting point of a round-the-world trip in a hot air balloon in 1999, the first one ever. And we're now going to start the Col des Mosses, our last climb of the day. It's about 500 meters of climbing, will take us to 1445 meters.
So in theory, not so difficult?
So no, it's not too difficult because there are a few flat sections, but we're getting close to the end of the ride, so the legs are tired and we will feel it.
So good to recover a little bit here and then yeah, head on to the next one.
Yep. So this climb has two flat sections. We just left the first one, but because I'm Swiss and I'm a cheese lover, I had to stop in Lettiva to taste the local specialty.
So we're at 1150 meters. So we've got about 300 meters to climb to the summit. Fortunately, the gradient when it does climb is only ever up to about 5%, which is probably a good thing. The amount of fromage you've just consumed, it's a little bit easier.
That's it, we're at the Col des Mosses, our third climb of the day. And now we have a 1000 meter of descent ahead of us. So, well, enjoy and be safe.
Back in Aigle, we've got 108 k's on the clock and just under 2,500 meters of climbing. Beautiful backdrops all the way, from the vineyards up to 3,000 meter glaciers. Yeah, I'm pretty much blown away. You're a lucky man living in this region. Hopefully, I'll be back again to explore a little more. So thanks very much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. Till the next time.
You're welcome anytime.
Thank you.